My plan for this month was to spend as little as possible. And that didn't really work out because I did come up with a meal plan that I wanted to use a lot of the things I had on hand, along with some things to pick up. And I had to shop for holiday parties, and then things just kind of got out of hand. So I did end up spending about $327 this month altogether. So the plan for this last week is to not go shopping at all and to just use what we have on hand. I guess there's technically 2 weeks left. So for 2 weeks, I'd like to do no shopping at all, and just to keep it under our $450 budget. So I'm going to take you with me this week and show you what I'm making and all the things that I made with everything I have on hand. So let's go. Now I do want to give myself some credit because normally around this time of year, I way overspend on treats and just goodies and random things that we want. And this time I really controlled myself on that sort of spending. So I'm happy about that. And I found a lot of great clearance items this month. And I think I ended up spending maybe $20 or $30 of the entire bill on clearance items that will stock our freezer and pantry. So I'm really excited about that. And I did stick to just things we're actually going to use for meals. So I did do a pretty good job. So I will say that. I'm going to give myself some grace because it has been a very crazy month. My daughter broke her wrist the other day. And with the holidays and all that, things have just been really over the top crazy. So let me show you exactly what we picked up and what I spent this week. So for parties, I did pick up some of the vegetable mix. I like to make this spinach dip that's on here. So I picked up some water chestnuts because I want to make a double batch this year because everybody loves it so much. And so I got the sour cream. I've got mayo for it already. I did pick up a sourdough round so I can put it in a bread bowl. So that'll be fun. And then my family went with me to the store, and these chips are on sale, $1.99 if you get 3. So they picked out 3 bags of chips. So I spent $61 or something like that at Vons because Vons has a lot of these things that Aldi doesn't. And at Aldi I spent $51 mainly on the clearance items and lots of fresh fruit. And what else did I get? Oh, right. The Christmas tree brioche, because this was one thing I just couldn't resist this year. It's like $7.49, super expensive, but so delicious. It is perfect for Christmas morning or to have as a holiday treat this week while we celebrate. It's going to be awesome. So right now that we're back home, I'm going to go ahead and wash all of the berries I got. And I'm going to put these in an airtight container, and so they'll last a lot longer over the next couple weeks. And the way that I wash my berries is I just give them a good rinse with some cool water, and then I put them in a vinegar and water solution here. I'm just going to leave them in here for about 5 minutes. Then I'll rinse them and drain them, and then get them on a towel to dry a bit before I put them in an airtight container and then put them in the fridge. And by request, I also picked up a cantaloupe. Hopefully it'll be ripe. And then these Bartlett pears were only $3.79, and they last a long time. So these ones, I'll go ahead and put most of them in the fridge because they'll last a lot longer that way. And I still have some bananas and a few other types of fruit on hand, apples and things like that. So we're all set. Also, my husband had requested that we get some fancy, delicious bagels. So we got some cheddar and jalapeno bagels to have for Christmas morning with Canadian bacon and cheese and all the things. So we did go kind of like all out. And like I said, I'm pretty proud that we haven't gone way over budget this month. I just picked the wrong month to do a pantry clean out. I'm going to have to do it next month because with all the festivities, it's just really just too hard to, navigate not spending when we have a lot of celebrations and things going on. So it's totally fine. And just to reiterate, the main reason why I try to spend less on groceries is I'm trying to pay off some of our debt. We have car payments right now, so I want to get rid of those and, just generally save, put more money in savings, put more money in 401k and that sort of thing. So it's really that I just don't want to spend all of the money that we make every month. I want to be able to put extra away. And so that's why I do this. And that's why it's not a big deal in 1 month if I, didn't meet my goal exactly right. Because it's really just extra that I'm trying to put away. All right, so my berries are put away, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of Christmassy stuff. So my mom gave me these dried egg whites, and I guess they are really good for making royal icing. So I'm gonna give this a try. It says 2 tablespoons of dried egg whites, 6 tablespoons of water, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Then I add as much powdered sugar as I need, which I have no idea what that means. So let's give this a try and see how it goes. I'm trying to give this a try here. 1, I don't know how this is gonna go. 2, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, 6 tablespoons of water, and that's gonna go. I'm gonna try doing a double batch. It's foaming up, so I'll have to show you here in just a second. Now, I don't have any idea how long to whip this for, or what I'm even looking for. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. Now I'm just gonna add some powdered sugar. Maybe like a pound, a little over a pound. I don't know. All right, so I think that should be it. Maybe just add a little bit more powdered sugar. Hopefully that's not a mistake. I think that worked out pretty good. Like pretty thick icing. I added more powdered sugar. I'm just gonna put it in these bags and then clip off the tip of the bag here, and then it'll be a little piping bag, piece of cake. The royal icing ended up working great for our discounted Halloween houses that we ended up turning into gingerbread houses. I also ended up whipping up some chocolate chip cookies. I'm gonna store these in the refrigerator and bake them later. Tonight I'm just reheating some leftovers. This is the mac and cheese that I made the other day, and some of the fries left over from when I made them the other day as well. So we're just gonna eat these for dinner, and that'll be it. So earlier I made a couple of batches here of my chocolate chip cookie dough to make chocolate chip cookies, because this is one of the things we're going to be baking up for treats this week. And I do have this recipe on my blog as well. The secret to it is the cream cheese in the recipe, plus you refrigerate it for at least 2 hours, and that will help give it a nice you know, big, tall, fluffy sort of cookie. They're nice and crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and bake up a few right now. I'm going to bake at 375 Fahrenheit for 9 to 12 minutes or so.
Christmas Day?
Oh yeah, some stores are open on Christmas Day. And this dough gets even better if you keep it in the fridge overnight. So that's totally up to you. You can even keep it in the fridge for up to 3 days. So if you have a little time to mix it, but you don't have time to cook it, that's actually perfect. So it just gets better. And I would like to test out freezing some of this too. So I think what I'll do is I'll put some on a baking sheet and freeze it in individual portions, and then see how those bake up from frozen. I bet that would be pretty awesome, actually. So I'm just getting, you know, roughly, I would say maybe 2 tablespoons or so, 1 to 2 tablespoons, and then putting that, just dropping it there on a parchment-lined baking sheet, like this. And this time I'm trying a different type of sugar. It's just like pure cane sugar that isn't, that they didn't process to make it look white, you know? And I don't know if it's organic or not, but I was reading that this type of sugar can make them have more of a chew, which I like, so we'll see. The recipe does have brown sugar in it too. Okay, I'm gonna pop this first batch in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 9 to 12 minutes. Oh, it's been 10 minutes and they're browned. They're definitely ready. Just when they're golden on the edges is fine. So I'm gonna do 9 minutes next and see if those are a little bit better cooked. That was so fast. I've placed some of the cookie dough here in the freezer. I'm gonna come check on them in 2 hours, and then I'll probably put them in a baggie and maybe try to bake them tomorrow from frozen and see how they turn out. So these are cooling on a cooling rack, but I'm just going, this one's nice and warm. I'm just gonna open it to show you. So it looks really crispy on the edges, but it's really nice and fluffy on the inside. I don't know how well you're able to tell that, but these are my favorite because they're they kind of have a crunch on the outside, but also really nice and fluffy and kind of a chew. Oh my gosh, they're like the perfect cookie. So if you have a chance to try these, I really want to hear what you think. This time, by the way, I used mini chocolate chips. I normally use regular because that's all I had on hand. So we're gonna taste test and see. They turned out perfect as always. Okay, 9 minutes looks good. And I personally like my cookies to be really cooked through though. So this one might be a little iffy for me. So I think that just depends on how you like your cookies though. And they'll cook a little bit longer too once we set them over here. Here we go, next batch going in. And I think that'll be the last batch I cook tonight, and I'll save the dough for later. If you decide to actually make these, I apologize in advance because you'll end up eating way too many. Sorry about that. And this is 9.5 minutes. So this looks pretty perfect too. Ta-da! I just let them cool here for about 5 minutes before I put them on a cooling rack to finish cooling completely before I put them away. They're going to continue cooking for a few minutes here, so that's why I don't remove them right away, because I want to make sure they get all the way cooked through. Now we're going to have some cookies with milk or cocoa and go look at Christmas lights. So the kids are off, and I want to make my life a little bit easier, so I'm going to start by emptying some of my freezer food here. That way when I go to make soup later in the week or something like that, I'll have space to freeze things. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook up this turkey pot pie. It has crust on the bottom and nothing on the top. So I'm gonna see if I have some mashed potatoes that I can thaw out and spread on top, and then I'll bake this for about an hour, and then we'll be good to go for dinner. All right, it looks fantastic. And then I do have some mashed potatoes I can thaw out, and I will put these right on top, and then I'll pop it in the oven at 375 for about an hour. I've never actually cooked the potatoes from frozen on top of the pie, so I put the pie in without anything on top for about 30 minutes, and then I heated the mashed potatoes in the microwave until they were nice and hot, spread them on top, and then I put them in, for another 30 minutes or so. So it's almost done now. Okay, it's been about 70 minutes or so all together, and it looks like it's all done. The potatoes are nice and golden. I just love the way this looks too, and it's so delicious. And it turned out gorgeous. I always let it set for about 10 minutes or so before I serve it, and then that's it. It doesn't fall apart that way. And there's my daughter's plate with cantaloupe as well. And my son and all of his deliciousness too. He had a croissant in the fridge left over, so he's eating that as well. And then my husband will have a portion when he gets home, and this one will be for work tomorrow. And then there's also enough for me to have a little portion too. This one was a really filling pie, and so we got a little bit extra, and I just love that. Today for lunch, we're having some In-N-Out burger. We spent $24 on 3 burgers and 2 French fries and 1 drink. So it's definitely a treat, but pretty affordable. We're gonna enjoy it. So it's been just a little bit of a day today. Just busy and, stressful. So we are just gonna have frozen pizza tonight and make it super easy. And then I'll get back to making things from scratch in the next couple days because the holidays are just tomorrow. I get these little pizzas at Costco, and they're really great little thin crust pizzas. I'm also baking one more batch of cookies from the dough I made the other day. And we're trying these burritos that I found for $1.98 at Aldi for 4. And they're enchilada burritos, I think. Let me show you the inside. This is what they look like inside. They're chicken enchilada burritos, so hopefully they're delicious. Oh yes, very delicious. And I can tell they're gonna be very filling. They're a little spicy too. They're actually really good, and for $2, that's a steal. It's 8 a.m. on Christmas Eve. I'm gonna get started on some of the appetizers and things I'm gonna make for today. First, I'm just going to microwave this baby spinach in a microwave-safe bowl, and I'm just gonna let it cool for a little while too before I throw everything together. Now that the spinach is on, oh my gosh, what did I spill? Okay, I'm gonna make eggs for deviled eggs now, so let's get that started. I really don't know what happened to my pot. I'm just so sad about it. Hopefully I get new ones soon. I just need to find a good deal on stainless. The eggs are on. I am making a lot of eggs this time so we can have plenty for ourselves as well as the family get together. Okay, so the spinach is cooled. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze this in the paper towel until all of the moisture is out. I'll mix it with the mayo, sour cream, water chestnuts that I'm gonna chop, and a couple of these vegetable soup mixes from Knorr. And that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna throw it in the fridge and let that, chill until it's time to go. Yep. Honestly, the hardest part is just getting all of the moisture out of the spinach once it's cooked. So now I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these water chestnuts. And you can buy them already diced, but they were about 50 cents cheaper a can to buy them sliced, and then I'll just dice them myself. So save a little bit of money. These are an absolute must in my opinion. All right, this looks perfect to me. I'll just put that in. All right, the next can of water chestnuts is diced. Put that in there. All right, we're gonna need 2 cups of mayo because I'm making a double batch. There's 1 cup. Ooh!
Alexa.
And there is 2 cups. Now we'll add in 2 full containers of sour cream. You could use Greek yogurt instead as well. And I just found out this Knudsen brand doesn't have any carrageenan, so that's great for me because I have a sensitivity. So I'm super excited. Let's add 2 containers of sour cream here. And here's 2. And then the last thing we'll add is just 2 containers of the vegetable soup mix from Knorr. And the second container. Now we're just gonna mix it all up until it's fully combined, and then we'll chill it. I always seem to grab a bowl that's a little too small. All right, so that's all mixed together, and so I'm just gonna refrigerate it. I'm actually going to be saving some of it for tomorrow as well, so I'm gonna reuse my sour cream container and just throw some of it. Oops, I'm so messy. Let me wipe my fingers off. What a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the dip into this container and reuse it to save for tomorrow, so we can have some for ourselves as well. Deviled eggs are done. Some here for today's party, some in this tray as well, plus some for us for tomorrow. And then for breakfast, we're just gonna have deviled eggs, toast, and fruit, and call it a day. Isn't it just beautiful? Nothing better than fancy fruit and eggs. I've got my big old sourdough loaf here, the round, and I'm just gonna cut out the middle part to make a bowl. And then I'll use those pieces to kind of put around here. And then I also have some boudin sourdough, and I'm going to cut up these pieces as well and put them around so we have plenty. And probably bring some on the side as well, just in case you run out. And then I'll put the dip right in the middle there. It turned out great. Everybody's enjoying it. Here's my plate. I ended up with a sweet potato too. Merry Christmas. Gonna have some of this brioche and some cinnamon bread right now. And my husband's gonna make some bagel sandwiches. He got his fancy jalapeno cheddar bagel for himself, and then regular ones for the rest of us. Look how beautiful. And then we'll have some fruit on the side too, and just the berries I washed the other day. And there's my daughter's plate and my husband's epic sandwich he's making. And that's it. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your breakfast. The rest of Christmas Day, we just ended up having some snacky meals. We just ate leftovers and things like that and just avoided cooking. And then I did go out the next day and take advantage of the clearance items. I spent $68 on snacks and household supplies for my home to restock things. So next month, it's going to be relatively easy to not go to the grocery store. We also did take advantage of leftovers too for the rest of this week, and it was just a very easy week overall. Next month, I really foresee using all of the ingredients that I have on hand to make meals, and I only plan to go to the store every week or so for fresh milk, veggies, and fruit, hopefully. So I'm planning to do $25 or $30 a week for that. So I don't foresee any problems really coming in the way of me doing that. So that means I'm not going to have a set meal plan specifically like with a dollar amount. I'm going to do more of a pantry clean out and do creative meals. So hopefully you join me for that, because that to me is a real realistic way to really stretch the budget over time, is to use what you have on hand, only buy what you need to complete meals, and really just kind of force yourself to think outside the box and make some meals that maybe you haven't tried before and try something new. So I will be doing that all of January. So if you are planning to try to save some money, to start off the year like I am, because we have a lot of big expensive things coming up. My little dog, she hurt her cruciate ligament. She tore it. So she's probably going to need a surgery here pretty soon. It's going to be about $5,000 to $10,000, unfortunately. So that's a huge hit to us for our finances. So I really have to buckle down and just really go through the lines that I can control on our budget. And the biggest thing is usually food. So less takeout or no takeout for the next month at all. I'm going to see what we can do with that. And then of course, I'm going to use what we have on hand to complete meals for the majority of the month. So stick with me, come back next week and see what I've done so far with all the things we have on hand, and help hold me accountable. And if you want to do it as well, I'll help you hold you accountable too. Just comment that you're doing it as well, and I'll ask how it's going and everything. So I hope you loved all the recipes from this video and got some inspiration. YouTube thinks that you would like to watch another video, so click on that, enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. And yes, I am in my closet. It's just the quietest place here in my house right now with the kids off and my husband's home. So anywho, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.